Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, today I'll be talking about how I came out to my parents, how I knew I was gay, and all of that. So let's get started. I guess I'll start with the beginning. How did I know? And the answer is easy. I've always known. I mean, since kindergarten, I wouldn't look at girls and be like, oh, she's pretty. It was more like, oh, she's pretty. I like guys too. So just a little backstory, I am Mexican. Mexicans are not okay with that. I feel like it should be normalized in Mexican households to be able to be yourself, you know? To love who you want to love, like who you want to like, be who you want to be. But that's not the case in every household. I have traditional Mexican parents and they're not okay with it. I mean, they're those type of people that, you know, God didn't make you like that. So it has to be in your head. It has to be like a mental illness. So they never really talked to me about these things. You never really heard at school about these things. It's not like they teach you these things. You're kids. So I've always known. I thought it was normal. I thought everybody just looked at everyone the same. I'm from Mecca. You don't really see gay couples there, at least not when I lived there as a child. I always looked at the girls in my classes, but just like how I looked at guys too, you know? It wasn't like any different to me. I never knew that there was a word for what I felt. It wasn't until middle school. Whoa. That's when things changed. When I went to middle school, I realized there was these terms: gay, lesbian, bisexual. And I was like, what? Not everyone looks at people the same? Mind blown. It was such a hard time for me to understand these things because I couldn't talk to my parents about this. I couldn't talk to my siblings. I couldn't talk to anyone. The hardest part was hiding it at school. I had a cousin that went to the same school, same grade as me. So I couldn't say anything. I couldn't say anything at all. Me and her didn't get along. I know if she found out, she was gonna go tell my parents. So I hid it. I hid myself under a blanket and it got heavier and heavier and heavier. And it was really hard. Sorry, I don't want to cry. But it was really hard finding out that I wasn't normal. I remember one time in the PE lockers, this girl told the PE teacher that I was looking at her weird and that I was lesbian and I wasn't allowed to dress with everyone. I had to go to the restroom to put on my clothes. I couldn't believe that was happening to me. To be honest, I didn't do anything about it just because I didn't want to take that further and it reached my cousin, because again, my parents couldn't find out. It was hard being a kid, being confused, not having anyone to talk to. I mean, I was embarrassed. I couldn't go to a counselor. I didn't know what a counselor was. And like, they don't teach you these things. So to me, it was like, no, I have to be straight. I have to be straight. So that's what I did. I've always felt like I was born in the wrong body since I was a child. I've always felt more like a guy. Do I want to be a guy now? Not necessarily, but I do still feel that same way. If you know me, you know I act more like a dude than I do a girl. So that was really hard. I was trying to ease my way into dressing comfortable, but my mom and sister would buy me girly clothes because they wanted me to dress like a girl. So that's what I did. I dressed like a girl. I started talking to guys. I did all the things that my parents would have wanted. High school came around. I went to summer school before going to freshman year. Oh man, that was one of the best summers of my life. All my friends and I had the same class. There was one of my friends that I've always had a crush on. She was kind of, flirting back a little. And it sucked because I couldn't flirt back. Because guess what? My cousin was in that class too. So here we go again. I'm not able to be myself. I have to be straight Daisy. I don't know what happened, but my cousin didn't end up finishing summer school. She went to Mexico or something. And then it got fun. I don't think this girl realizes, but thanks to her, that summer was the best of my life. Okay, fast forward, summer's over, we're starting high school, and I'm talking with my friends one day, and I basically tell them I like girls. One of them was like, it's okay. And there's these LGBTQ classes, clubs. You should join them. I was scared. I didn't want to. My cousin's gonna find out. I can't do it. So they all joined so that I wouldn't be alone. And I was so happy, you have no idea. Sorry if I tear up through this, it was hard, okay? I learned a lot in that class or club, whatever. But the thing I learned the most is that I had good friends. But then, we moved. And it was emotional moving. I had to leave behind these really amazing friends that helped me accept who I am. But then on the other hand, I'm going to the school where my cousin's not gonna be there. I can finally be myself. And that's what I did. It was so hard. I had to hide from my parents, but I went to the school and I did not hide who I was. Also, in all my years of elementary and middle school, I was bullied a lot. I was chubby, I had braces, I had glasses. Everybody would constantly bully me. So in my head I was like, if they find out, they're just gonna keep bullying me and bullying me. So that's also part of why I never said anything. I was really shy. I never talked to anyone. Every time I talked to someone, they would look at me like, who are you? Like, leave, little girl. It was very upsetting. I'd never had friends growing up. It wasn't till I met that group of people. And they know who they are. If they watch my video, they'll know who they are. They used to say we were the circle. And they were amazing. Anyways, so I finally moved to a new school. And I told myself, I'm not gonna be that girl anymore. I'm not gonna be straight Daisy. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna not be shy. I'm gonna be who I am. And I'm not gonna hide it anymore. You guys have no idea how liberating it was to walk into the halls of this school. I was my outgoing self. I didn't hide who I was. And I started making friends. I made so many friends, which I never thought I would have friends like that. The first girl I dated in high school was my freshman year. Oh, she was horrible. gosh, it was horrible. She even gave me a letter that she gave her ex first. She just changed the name on it. I was only with her because I wanted to know what it was like to be with a girl. Nah, that lasted like a month maybe. Thank God. But yeah, people saw that I liked girls, so slowly things changed. I was able to talk about it. And nobody cared. Everybody accepted me. It was the most amazing feeling ever. I used to have this bio class, right? And I had this girl for a class. Oh man, if you know me, if you know my past, you know who she is. I never talked to this girl in class because I had so many friends in that class and she was so quiet. But one day I went to the fair. I was in line waiting to get on a ride. And she turns around and she says hi to me. And I was like, hi. Like, whoa, she never talks. That's strange. And we got on the ride together, and after that we started talking in class, like, hey, you know, I'm glad you said hi to me over there. After talking that day, we became best friends. Like, we were really good friends. But we would walk to my first period together. In my first period, I had a group of lesbian girls, and they all sat together too. How funny is that? I wish I could talk to them now, but basically they were like, you can't be best friends, you're gonna be girlfriends. And I was like, no, you're crazy, that's not gonna happen, you're crazy. Like, no, it's gonna happen, watch. And I was like, no, we're just best friends. And guess what happened? We were not just best friends. So how did I start dating this girl? Basically, I pulled an April Fool's joke on her. I basically messaged her on MySpace. I know. Whoa, MySpace days. And I pretended to like her. No, I just basically told her, I've always liked you. I don't look at you as a best friend. And I mean, and she replied, she couldn't believe it. Whatever. Eventually, I tell her April Fools. And she's like, oh my God. And she was upset. She was upset. Which made me feel so good because I wasn't lying. This was kind of my way of trying to tell her. But if she said no, then I wouldn't feel bad. Because we're kids. We don't want to be straight up. Like, we just want to get to the point, and if we don't want to be embarrassed by what we say. I still remember being in biology and she would wear this long sleeve white shirt. I remember looking at her every day like, wow, like, she's beautiful. Like, one day I'm gonna talk to her. But I didn't know how to talk to girls. I mean, I'm not supposed to. After that joke, things got real. Really real. She started texting me every night. We were texting crazy hours. I mean, we were staying up till 5 a.m. and we had school the next day. Keep in mind, I started talking to her in February. And then April came and we became girlfriend and girlfriend. That relationship was the purest thing ever. We were scared to touch. We were scared to hold hands. We were scared to kiss. She hadn't came out, even though everyone knew. I mean, girl. she was scared to come out. I wasn't scared. I've been hiding for so long. I wanted to be myself. But I knew she wasn't ready. So we took things slow. Then one day, she was finally ready to hold my hand. I remember walking around lunch and everybody saw us and they were like, no way, I called it. And of course, those lesbian girls in my first period class were like, I told you. I told you. They did. They told me. I remember we were talking one night about our first kiss. We were like, tomorrow we're gonna kiss when you walk me to first period. We're like, tomorrow we're gonna do it finally. And then my friend Jasmine, which if you're watching, I hope you know this happened, she decides to walk with us. And we're like, no, we're trying to kiss. She's like, oh, come on, let's go to first period. All unbothered, we're like, let's just go. And we're like, okay. And we're walking and we're gonna say bye. And she's still standing there. And she's like, okay, guys, just kiss already so I can move. And we're like, what do we do? Oh my god, it was the most awkward kiss ever. Awkward. So awkward. Me and this girl had a lot of awkward situations because we were not out fully. Yes, I dated this girl for a month, but it was nothing like that. Like, it was just so different. I think I was with her for 3 years. We got really close. I mean, really, really close. So how did I come out to my parents? There used to be this mariachi teacher in Coachella Valley High School. He was super homophobic. Super homophobic. Like, I cannot describe to you how miserable he made our lives. The first time he called the dean on us was literally for holding hands. He could not see two girls holding hands. We got in trouble, basically. That didn't stop us. I mean, we were a couple. So then one day, I gave her a kiss on the cheek. It was her birthday too. And he saw me kiss her on the cheek. And he was like, oh no. No gay people in this school. Not around me, that's for sure. We ended up getting detention on her birthday. I was so upset at that guy, I swear. Whatever, we got over it. One day, I give her a peck on the lips. There was literally a couple, a straight couple, making out, like, might as well have sex. And he saw them. But because we're gay, he was like, nope, you can't do that, I'm calling the dean again. Since we've already gotten in trouble so many times, we got Saturday school. Amazing. So the way that she came out to her grandparents was because after Saturday school, she hadn't called her grandma yet. I don't even know why she showed up, but we were making out. She was gonna give me a ride. And she saw us kissing. It was so embarrassing, you guys. It was so embarrassing. I mean, she was gonna give me a ride. After seeing us, you think I was gonna get in the car with her? Fuck no. Oh my god, I can't imagine what she went through because they saw us kissing. Oh. So fast forward, we're making out at school and we got in trouble with that same teacher again. Always that teacher. When you get caught making out at school, I mean, at least at my school then, they had the guy call the girl's parents and tell them, you know, I was kissing your girl and I got caught. They call her grandparents, but they already knew, so it was like, oh yeah, we know. Then they called my parents. I remember being so scared. They're gonna hate me. So my mom answers and hey, we caught your daughter kissing. Here's the phone. So then she's like, oh, who did you get caught kissing? Was it? And then she names my ex-boyfriend's name. I could have lied. But I didn't. I said no. It was with her. And I could hear it in my mom's voice. She was so hurt. I think about it now. After that call, I told myself, like, why didn't you just lie? Why didn't you just lie? You should have just lied. But I think about it now. I'm glad I didn't. Because when I told them, I felt so much relief. Because I was tired of hiding myself. That bus ride to my house was the shortest bus ride, let me tell you. I wish it was longer. I remember walking home and I just went around my neighborhood a few times because I did not want to get home. Eventually I get home and my dad's yelling at me. They don't want to listen to anything I have to say. He's just yelling and yelling. My mom's on her knees begging me not to be gay. They took my phone away. I wanted to die. I'm sorry, but I never talked about this with anyone, and I'm gonna put it on YouTube. It was really hard. After that, I couldn't talk to her as much as I could because I didn't have a phone. I really had to enjoy her at school because that's all I got. They never treated me the same anymore. I think the hardest part was everyone finding out. I told my sister. She didn't come at me bad, but she wasn't very accepting of it. But she tried. I mean, she took me to a party to hang out with her one day. So, you know, I was like, wow, who would have known my sister was gonna have my back? That wasn't the case at all. One day my grandpa was staying here at my house. I don't even know how the fight started, but we got in a bad argument, me and my sister. And she was yelling, and my grandpa came out of his room and she started yelling, "You fucking lesbian, you fucking lesbian," in front of my grandpa. I was so humiliated. How are you gonna throw in my face who I am as a person? I never understood that. Until that day, our relationship was not the same. Honestly, I don't think I ever told my brother. I don't even know if he knows. They all kept telling me, it's just a phase. It's just a phase. To this day, I don't think they've accepted it. Until this day, I've always felt like I didn't belong in this family. Now that I'm older, things are so different. Yes, they don't accept me, but I don't give a shit anymore. So basically, I love who I love. I like who I like. Boys, girls, transgender, whatever I like, I'm gonna be with. It took a while to understand who I was, but I think it took longer to accept who I was because I had all these people telling me that I was wrong, that it was a phase, that this isn't normal. So for anyone who's watching my video right now, I want you to know that you're not alone. And if your parents don't accept you, I do. And if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. I'll always be here for anyone that needs help. Don't be afraid to be yourself. At the end of the day, you're not your mom, you're not your sister, you're not your friend. You are yourself. And if I could go back and change things, I wouldn't. Because being with that girl made me see who I really was. All the ups and downs we had, they were worth it. Because I was able to come out to my parents. I didn't have to lie anymore. If family sees this video, then I'm sorry. But I'm not sorry. And if my parents get embarrassed by this video, I don't care. I'm happy. So, cheers to Pride Month. And cheers to love. Just follow your heart is my biggest advice. Do what you want to do. If it is a phase, then so be it. It's a phase. Get over it. And if not, then you'll be happy you opened up. I also hope if for some reason someone that's Mexican homophobic sees this, that they know that it's not okay to put people down for who they choose to be. I get it, it's not the normal in your life. It's not the normal thing you were taught. But not accepting people, that shit hurts. Every time you say something, every time you make a face towards someone for being themselves, it does get to people. They do see it, they do hear it, they do read it. So watch what you say, because words can hurt, looks can hurt. A lot has changed since I was in high school. I mean, a lot of people are coming out now. When I was in high school, me and my girl were the only ones that were gay. So for everyone, it was like, what? Look at the lesbians. You know, it was so different. It was so rare. We were the rarest couple there. Also, if you were wondering, that homophobic teacher got fired. Thank God. And after he got fired, I never got in trouble again. I wonder why. Gay marriage is legal now. There's so many amazing things happening in the world. Honestly, with all the resources we have, it's easier to come out now, or it's easier to know who you are. I struggled finding out what I was, what I feel, what I see, what I think. If I had the resources that most people have now back then, oh, my life would have been so easy. So basically, that's my story. There's a lot more to it, but I have to keep the video short. But if you have any questions, let me know. I will answer everything with nothing but the truth. Thanks for watching this video. Sorry if I got emotional. I just never talked about this side of my life. Yeah, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to my channel, and share it. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.